Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. If you didn't see my Halloween update video, all of my readings are timeless now. Which means if you see a video that calls out to you, you're more than welcome to look at it. You don't have to feel like you missed out on that video just because you didn't watch it like the week that it uploaded. And then the second big update was that I'm uploading on a schedule now. So the Leo and Aquarius videos are on Fridays. And the deck that I'm using today is called the Spirit Within Tarot, and it's by Stephen Bright. I'm going to go ahead and take these as upright since they all came out together. They all came out together in reverse. Okay. And as always, if you're interested in a personal reading, I have all the related links in the description. Okay, so I do want to point out that a lot of people have been getting the Eight of Swords that you have right here, which tells me that the general energy right now is that a lot of people, including you in your life, are very much feeling trapped. And it's very interesting to me because this particular Eight of Swords is... So the whole thing about the visual gimmick of this deck is that they're all silhouettes, right? And in the traditional tarot, the Eight of Swords is a woman who has been tied up and can, in theory, use all the swords that are around her to free herself, but she can't see them because she's been blindfolded. So I feel like you guys are very much... There's information that's being kept from you that you can't quite see. So you may feel trapped, but there's solutions. And there's ways for you to get out of it. You just don't see it quite yet. So I'd say definitely keep that in mind. Be looking for solutions to problems that you may think don't have solutions. But your overall energy is the Temperance, right? So the Temperance talks about balance, but it's a different kind of balance than the Justice. Whereas the Justice looks for equal balance, the Temperance looks for balance and proportions. So it's sort of like how when you make rice, for example, you always pour 1 cup rice and then like 2 cups water. So the proportion. And I feel like that's what you're striving for right now, is you're striving for this balance in your life where you're able to give everything the attention that it needs while still being 100% of what you can give. I feel like you're definitely very strong in your intuition right now with this High Priestess card. I feel like you guys are very much understanding things. And I feel like a lot of you guys are seeing things in your dreams, and you have sort of these gut feelings that turn out to be right later. And I feel like that's very much going to come in handy right now because you feel sort of this trapped energy. And I know that it's difficult to see things here in the physical world, but I feel like in sort of a spiritual, intuitive sense, you guys have already know what you're going to do. I'm looking at these pillars that are next to the High Priestess, and they almost look like chess pieces. So I feel like you guys right now are sort of in a mode where you're thinking about what you're going to do very chess-like. And I feel like right now you're sort of at a stalemate with this Two of Swords. Two of Swords talks about indecision, talks about not knowing where to go next, talks about trying to balance things also. So with all this sort of conflicting energy, I feel like you're receiving a lot of conflicting energy. And you're just trying to do your best to balance it. And I feel like a lot of you guys may have tried this sort of Two of Swords approach where it's like 50-50, but now you're sort of moving towards this Temperance where it's like, okay, maybe it's better to do like 20-80, right? And that achieves balance. Because I'm getting, I don't know if you guys ever had that like riddle told to you, but it's like, which is heavier, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? And even though they're both equal, they're not the same amount. And because they're obviously a pound each. So a pound of feathers is probably going to be like thousands and thousands of feathers, and a pound of brick is going to be like maybe one brick. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. That's what you're trying to sort of balance out here. And with this Three of Cups, you're definitely very much trying to, I see a lot of reunions for you guys. I see a lot of social events. I see that you guys might be attending any kind of social event, maybe at work. For some of you, it might even be a high school reunion. I'm hearing high school reunion. And I really am getting the impression that something at a reunion of some kind, or maybe like an old friend, is going to bring about a huge change in your life. With this Death and with this Fool, I feel like you're being sort of ripped out of a situation, and I feel like it's very liberating with this Fool card energy. The Death card always talks about finishing something, about something ending, not necessarily a physical death, right? So with the Fool card, I feel like it gives it a very positive flavor to this Death card. So whatever it is that you guys are finishing out, I really do feel like it's for the better, and that you're going to feel a lot more. There's something in your life that you're maybe possibly an expense that you're finishing, and now you're seeing a lot more energy and a lot more time and a lot more power to do the things that you want. And I definitely feel that with this Four of Cups, you've sort of been longing for that for a while. I feel like people have maybe possibly been asking too much of you. It could be that you've just been giving unconditionally and people have just been taking, and now you're sort of at a point where it's like, well, no, my life can't just be this. It can't just be giving for other people and never getting anything in return. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be that you get in return. It might just be that like you need to learn to give to yourself first. A lot of the people that are attracted to these kinds of videos have the tendency to be empaths, and empaths are very susceptible to finding people who are very narcissistic, very emotional, vampire kind of a person, because they will take and take because you're so ready to give. And I feel like that's where you're at right now with this whole balance thing that I picked up so heavily in the beginning. I feel like right now you're trying to really work on this balance of your life and figure out where it is that you stand on like how much you want to give to other people. And I feel like for the most part you've already really decided on this, because with the three of Wands, at least some of you, I feel like some of you are in the process of deciding this, and some of you have already decided this. And with this Three of Wands, you're waiting to see what the impacts of your decision are. And like I was saying earlier, with this Eight of Swords, I feel like you're kind of in a situation for a lot of you where you're trapped in the sense that you don't have to keep giving, but in the same kind of sense, you kind of have to keep giving because people are sort of accustomed to how you've been treating them. And I don't think that's of any fault of your own. I just think that right now is definitely a time where it should be you first. Definitely take care of yourself, and because if you don't take care of yourself first, then you're not able to give to other people. So that's my biggest advice for this week, for this energy, for this reading, is definitely make sure that you're allocating enough for yourself. But that was your reading for this time around. If you guys enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment. It really helps out the channel, and I personally would like to know if the reading resonates for you or not. But like I said before, I upload my new Aquarius videos on Friday. You're also more than welcome to look at my other timeless readings. But that was your reading, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you guys next time.